Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Lists. Microsoft Lists have developed from SharePoint lists. If I quickly look at a SharePoint list, so this is a list in SharePoint. So Microsoft have created the list app to expand from this and compete with other companies such as Monday.com that have got a list feature as well. So that's basically where it's coming from. So it's very similar to the list that you can create in SharePoint, and it is part of Office 365. So if you click on the app icon in the top corner, if you've got it, it will be appearing there. If not, you might have to click on all apps. Some versions of Office 365 haven't got it yet, but obviously there it is. I've already clicked on mine, so I'll just click on it. So this is lists, and you've got a screen there with all your recent lists, and at the top you've got favorite lists, and I'd accidentally clicked onto one there. So let's have a look at one of them. So models, I've created a list about models. So these are the items and the information I've created there. Conditional formatting and a data bar on that one with a total at the bottom, and then some photos. And then you can, if you go across to the right hand side, view this as a compact list. Just makes it smaller slightly, or as a gallery, which I quite like because it gives you the full photograph. So that's I'll put that back to list. That's one list. If I go back to my main screen, you've got other ones here. So training videos, there's a list of training videos. I've just done a link to that. If I go back to my list, and that training video there came from my SharePoint site. I didn't actually create that, so it's actually brought that list in from SharePoint. This asset manager one I did create just recently. So again, you've got different colored status tools. You can format all these columns and put different colors on, change the colors and things like that. Right. Same with these, you can count them. So that's a case of totals at the bottom, count. Now if I go back to one that's got some figures in it, so that again's come from my SharePoint list. I've just recently been in that. So this is all linked to your Office 365 account. So lists in SharePoint, if you've been in them, come up in this recently used list. This one I've just imported from an Excel file. So this was an import from Excel, just brought the information in like that. Go back to my lists, and then you've got this content scheduler. So this is another one that I've created, just a planned list of course booklets that I'm going to create the list here, and then you've got a little link to the actual published book and the image again, and again you can change to look at the gallery view of that, which gives you a little bit more information. Now back to the front screen. So I'm going to create a new list. So if I click on new list, what you get is a load of preset templates. Some of these I've already used, like asset manager and so on and so on. Issue tracker, and if I scroll down a little bit you can see recruitment tracker, travel requests, etc, etc. So they're all preset. You just need to edit those. So if I click on asset manager, it gives you a preview of how that will look if you selected this list, but you obviously have to populate it with your stuff, and you can delete things off if you don't want all of these. But let's just use this template for a second, and it now gives you, there's the name of it. So I'll say courses. So this is a list of courses. You've got these little colors you can select. Green, I don't know what that's meant to do, but I'll click on that. So it's going to have that little symbol, and asset manager already exists, so call it courses in service, or whatever, active courses maybe. Create that, and then it starts us off with basically just the column heading. So what I've got to do is click on new, and then it comes up with first column is a device photo. So I'll click on that, and what I need is an image of some Microsoft course. I don't know what, I'll just take the Microsoft Access symbol, that'll do. So asset tag, it needs a tag, so I'm just going to give it 1. Status, you've got a list in here available in use, so it is in use, but you can add your own things in there. Microsoft, type Microsoft in there, don't need to fill that one in. Any of these, so this is classroom based course, and you can give it a color code if you want. Drop down arrow at the end. I'll give this one red. Serial number, don't need it. Purchase date, I don't need it. Date, I don't need it. Purchase price, let's say $250. Don't need that one. Current owner, so that's going to be me. So it's picking me up. If anybody you're typing there, if you've got other people in this Office 365 account, they will come up if you type them in. And condition, don't need. So save that. So quite a few of these columns I don't really want. But there you go, it comes in like that. And model. So column settings, if I just say hide this column, classroom base, color red, serial number I don't want, so I'll hide that column. Purchase date, I don't really want. So this is what you're going to have to do with these preset ones. You just get rid of the columns that you don't want. Column settings, hide. I'm not going to hide anymore. They can stay like that. So up on the top, you've got a drop down list, compact list, just makes it slightly smaller, and then the gallery view gives you a full, like a little card, which is like different views you get in Outlook, contacts. So that's what it starts off with. And then if you wanted to do a new one, you just add a new list. Now what's happened, and I've noticed this happening a few times on mine, is I'm losing this top line off this. So if I just go back into Office and just refresh my list by going back into it, and then I'm back to this front screen. So that's my lists of what I've just been doing, and what I need to do is just go back into the one I was doing, which is still open, so I'll just close that down and then go back into my lists, refresh that. So there's my list. So I'll just click on that and back into there, and then I can add a new item. So I'll add one more. So image this time will be, add image will be Excel, an Excel icon, that'll do. The value is going to be, asset tag going to be 2, status is going to be in use, manufacturer again is Microsoft. Remembers what you type, so it's first one's a bit more involved, so you haven't put anything in there, but then after that it remembers what you've done. So call it red, and serial number I don't want, purchase date, price is going to be $250, and that'll do for that one. I'll just save that one off. Save. So what you've got now in this purchase column, let's have a look at that. You've got a totals feature, so I can do a sum on that, so it gives you a column at the bottom, or not a column, well yeah, a row at the bottom, giving you the sum of that. I'm going to do conditional formatting on the status column, so I get different colors depending what it says there. So each of the columns has some of these options. You can format certain columns. This one is format this column, so you get different options on the right here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, conditional formatting, and then add rule. So select the column at the top, status. If status is equal to, and then you choose a value, so it's in use at the moment. in use, I want it to be green, which it is. Then you go back and then add rule, and you do it again. If status is equal to retired, you want it to be red. And then you go back and you can create different rules, whatever you want. So I'll just close that one down, and I'll change the status on this one. I'll just double click into that, and status, I'll put it down as retired. Scroll down to the bottom, make sure everything is there how I want it. Just get rid of that for a second. That's it. So when I click off that, that's now gone red. So depending on which columns you choose, so some columns you've got figures in, so you've got the totals option there, so you can count the number of assets, and other columns you've got format columns. Conditional formatting wouldn't really apply on that column. There's not a lot you can do there, but you've got it on there. Manufacturer you could probably do it for, and other things. If I go back to a different list, so when you create a list yourself, a new list, you're starting basically from a blank piece of paper. So I'll just do this one. I'm not sure which is the better option actually. Sometimes you spend more time deleting columns off than you would creating columns. So if I just click on a blank list, and let's say this is my book list, book types, types and location. I'll have it as a book. Well, I'll have it as that actually, and I'll have it pink. Create. So now you've only got a title. So when you click on that, column settings, rename. So title, I'll call it book title actually. Book title. Save. So add column. You've got different types of columns that you can add now. So I want a single line of text, and this is going to be genre. I'm not sure how you spell that actually. I'll change that to type, and don't need to put anything in the description. That's it. Okay, save. Column name already exists with type, does it? Okay. Type of topic. Type of topic, and we'll just add a currency one. So for price, price of the book. Currency, that'll do. United States, no. UK. Save. And location, single line of text. Location, where it is. Save. And then what you have to do is start adding things. So the first book I'll add is Troy, because that's the one I'm reading at the moment. Price was £10. Topic was Greek, ancient Greek. Troy, Greek, 10. Location, yeah, where is it? It's not in there, is it? Bookshelf. Bookshelf. Save. And then you get the, I'll just do one more and then you can see how this works. What else can I have? Roman army. The value was £20. Oops, type of topic. Roman. Price was £20. Location is shelf. Save. So you could have a picture of it if you wanted to. So then if I go for, let's do a totals column. We'll go for a sum. That's the value of it all, £30. And location, what can we do with that one? Column settings, format this column, conditional formatting, add rule. Location is equal to bookshelf. We'll have it green. Save that rule. And then add rule. If it's equal to the location is equal to living room, we'll add that as red or whatever. Save. And then that's obviously case sensitive, so I'll just double click on that one. Just double check that. Save that. It's gone green. So if I just add one more, in fact no, I'll just change the location of this to living room. Living room. It's gone red, which is good. So that's the conditional formatting. That's the count on that one. That's the conditional formatting on that. Get rid of this, and you can put these into gallery, don't forget. Okay, I want to create a list from Excel. So what I've got here is an Excel file. Just turn this sound off. If I show you it, I want this to be an asset list. So it is an asset list in Excel actually, but I'm just going to grab this data and let's follow the wizard through. So from Excel, it says find the file. So you can upload the file from this device, or you can go and get it wherever it is. So it is in accounts, and it is in this one. So then you go next. So it starts loading the tables. So there's the table. Now, I've already done this, but before I got to this stage, when I first did this, there was a wizard came up, and I have to name that table in Excel as a table or format as a table. So then this comes up, and then I can go next, and I'll call it computer asset description, self-explanatory really, green, and give it a silly little image, little robot. Save to my lists, create, and then it should create that list based on that Excel data. And again, you'll have to go through that Excel data and get rid of the columns that you don't want to see. So there's that list, so all the information there, but you've got a blank column there. If I go into column settings, I can hide that column. And then if I move across, there'll be a few more blank columns there. So you could have done that maybe in Excel before I even got it up to lists. Now, on these drop downs, you still got the same settings, format column. They're all ones. There's not a lot you really need to format there. It's always going to be ones or zeros. If the computer's got Office 2016, well, there's a few zeros there. So let's see what happens here if I try this. Add rule. So project 16. If it's equal to 1, that wants to be green. And then we'll do if it's equal to 0, which means you haven't got it. So save that one. And then go back and create a new rule. Add rule. Choose column. So project 16 is equal to 0. You want that to be red. Red. Save. And if I scroll down, some of these are red because they're 0, and some are not. It's already got numbers at the bottom. And Obviously you'd have to do that for each column. You don't have to do that, I'm just showing you that you can, but just tidy it up a bit. If I put it into gallery, let's see what it looks like. It looks quite cool in gallery. So that's bringing a list that you've already got in Excel into this. And I do remember, if I remember correctly, there's a couple of blank ones down here, so you can just get rid of these. Just delete these off. Don't want that one, and I don't want that one. Delete. Now with lists, you can, if you've got Power Automate, you can set up a flow using Power Automate with this list. There's lots of things you can do. You can share these lists to colleagues if you've got colleagues. You know, you just type in their name. There's only me on this list. I don't think I've got anybody else. Oh, I do. Well, Anna. So I'll share that to grant access granted. So all your lists, like all Microsoft Office 365 things, can be shared across multiple people. But that's all I want to talk about on lists for now. So hopefully you've enjoyed that and you can get your teeth into it, and I'll see you on the next one.